Hey everybody, welcome back to the workshop, to the workbench here at the old Buck and Ball Woodworks. And you can probably tell a little bit here, we have some stain on the old Brown Bess. So we have 4 coats on, well, 2 coats of stain, 4 coats of the polymerized tung oil. And we're going to try doing this little aging thing with the bone black. See how it goes. From what I've watched in other videos, how wrong can it go, really? So I'll disconnect you from the mothership here and give you a rundown, a close-up looking, and then we'll set up and give this a try. All right. We're getting really close to being done. So I want, from what I've seen, is you get a couple coats of your finish on, then you do this, then you go back to putting your clear finish on. You kind of lock this aged layer between some layers, coats. All right, let's take a look. Give you a good overall look in here. Well, it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? You like that color? I'm colorblind, so I usually take it out and outside in the sun and get a good look at it. But came out pretty good. Let's see if I can just stop dinging it up when I'm working on it. Would be nice. Can you hear the wind out there? Got some stormage coming. Go slow so you can see it. All right, well, let's get set up and see what we can mess up. All right, let's pour a little of our schmicks in here. Ooh. And brush. I'm going to use cheapo brush. And, well, I was going to tap a little bit in. I tapped a lot in. So, and you just kind of mix it in, and you're basically turning this finish black. We're gonna make a mess. Need a little, wish me luck, folks. Wish me luck. I need a little dabbing thing. I had a block of wood for that. Oh, this'll work. This'll work. So what I've seen is that you don't want it too wet. You don't want it too wet, too dry. But this is all. So basically what we're doing is we're gonna, that looks really wet. That looks really wet. And so but you kind of age it in these nooks and crannies and here and there. And I'm probably crazy, but so that's looking a little better. If I mess it up, I'll be getting mineral spirits and taking it all off. I think it's going to be a matter of putting it on and then just wiping it down, I think is what we're going to do. All right, let me do this without the camera on. I got to move some stuff around, and See, I'll show you what it looks like when we get done. All right. Well, that was a lot more difficult than I thought, but it did darken it up. So I don't know if you could rewind the video and see, but they also say you can't, you know, you're not going to do it all in one coat. So I'm going to call it quits there. Let's see how it dries. I try to do a little dark there and around here, and then I kind of wiped it off on the panel areas where it would, you know, the high points would get shined up. So, I think it did darken it up a little bit. So, it's an experiment. So I'll let this dry, and I'll give it a, I'll try again tomorrow. All right.
Several days later.
All right, and we're back. All right, let you see. I will let you see. we're off to a great start. So been a few days. I ended up doing a second coat with that bone black. I was afraid to go too crazy with it and make everything look too dark. So after the second coat, I was doing sanding in between coats of tung oil with a very fine Scotch-Brite. And so I used that, hit a couple of high spots to thin it out a little bit. And then since then, I've done 2 more coats of the polymerized tung oil by Southern Wells. And I'm not really doing a soaking coat, you know, just I put it on, wet it down, make sure there's no drips or puddles or bubbles, and then I let it dry. We've had some nice days, so if I can, I hang it outside. You know, I heard or read somewhere that the UV light helps with the drying process. If it's too cold outside, I hang it in front of a window, so at least I'm getting some light on it. And I let it go. I think before I let it go 2 days after that last coat of the bone black, and then I would do the 5th coat, and then I let it go 2 days. I had to check my notes, and did another coat. And so let's take a look at it. This is where we're at after 6 coats of the polymerized tung oil, and then, you know, a couple light coats with the bone black. I almost don't consider that a coat because I didn't really put it on everywhere. So I figure let's take a look at it. I plan to do 2 more coats. That'll give me 8. I want to have it done by the end of March. I don't think we're going to make it, but I still have time. And I don't want to rush it. So, and then, like they say, it needs like 30 days to fully dry. But I think that's for a pure tung oil. Since I'm using the polymerized stuff and it does have some mineral spirits in it, I think it's going to dry quicker. So I'm going to let you take a look at it. Because then probably next time you're going to see it, we're going to start putting hardware back on it. Yep. I got a little bit of, I did the outside of the barrel. I didn't do any video on that. Maybe I'll show you that when I'm putting it back on. I still have to clean the interior of the barrel, and I want to lube that up. I'm hitting that up with the Rand CLP. Eventually, all my silverware guns, I just used the barrel stall on it. But I figured, you know, this Rand CLP is supposed to, you know, get into the metal somehow. I don't know. All this technological stuff. All right, let's turn some lights on here, and we'll bring you down. All right. For this being a medium luster, you know, it looks pretty shiny to me. I know I heard about you can burnish it up with some brown paper bag afterwards. So I think I'm going to experiment with that on this coat. before I sand it to put another coat on and see what the brown bag does. I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to shine it up some more, or is it going to dull it down some more? I'm not sure. But, you know, I think it's got enough of a shine to it. Yeah. Let me flip it around. So I got a kind of little dark shadowing up around there in the crease. A little darkness down there. So I'm not too crazy. I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. It looks good to me. I didn't want to get to where I put too much on and then I have to be going crazy sanding it off. You start to finish it, you start to see these little areas where, you know, I didn't get everything. I see a couple dinks from just moving it around on the bench, but it's not a showcase piece. Probably the first reenactment I have it out to, it's going to start getting its war wounds. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. Can't wait to get the brass on it and get the lock plate on. I want to clean up the lock plate still. Maybe I'll show you doing that. I'm not going to take it apart and do any polishing. I'm just going to clean it and lube it a little bit. We'll save that for another time when I don't have anything else to do, because I don't know if I want to start popping springs off yet. So we'll see how she shoots. All right. Well, we're getting close. I'm getting close, but I like this finish so far. All right. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and we're going to see you soon. So get out there, enjoy yourselves, stay safe. This is the, I did it again, you know, old habits die hard, just like not speaking and pronouncing words correctly. All right, Jersey Blue coming to you from the Buck and Ball Woodworks. We're out.